What if I told you that this cart alone has saved over 3 million people from malnutrition? Let me explain. 241 million tons of food is produced in the USA every year. And what is frightening is that more than 1/3 of it goes to waste. This means that 150 billion potential meals are being thrown into landfills, while 44 million Americans live with limited access to food. And what's puzzling is that it's taken this long for someone to find a solution to this problem. Meet Evan, a college kid from Philadelphia.
I originally started just as a student with leftover meal swipes in my dining account, and I realized as I was getting close to the end of the term, I have 50 meals left that I know I'm not going to be able to use, and I just had a pit in my stomach thinking about all of those meals going to waste. I decided to swipe out all those meals and put them in the back of my car. I have an entire car filled with leftover meal swipes. This is all going to go to feed homeless people today all throughout Philadelphia. This may be the only meal that they have that day. It took me a couple of years to kind of build up this momentum. Everyone became a part of it. I kind of had that first inkling of this could be something that a lot of other people want to join on to as well.
This was the start of Evan's organization Sharing Excess, whose mission is to rescue and collect food that would otherwise go to waste and redistribute it for free to people in need all around Philadelphia.
Behind me is our first warehouse. It used to be a boxing gym, and we turned it into this makeshift distribution facility where we learned how to move larger amounts of food. This is really where it all began.
But the cost of maintaining this operation became extremely expensive and nearly impossible for Evan and his small team to sustain alone.
There's no money in this. I have to figure out a way to pay rent, put food on the table for myself, even if my dream is to put food on the tables of everyone else. All of this work just goes for nothing, and I have to start all over again. That's where we reached out to Beast Philanthropy and we pitched this wild idea. Hey, we want to break the record for the world's largest food distribution with Beast Philanthropy.
So I flew Darren to Philadelphia to check out the current state of their operation, where he joined Evan for one of their local weekend distributions.
This is Malcolm X Park. We've been distributing here every Saturday for the last 3 years. It's become a regular routine for hundreds of families to come out here and get the groceries that they need every weekend.
After witnessing everything that Evan had done to help this community, it didn't take but an hour to know that we had committed to partnering with Sharing Excess to help them achieve their goal of feeding as many people as possible.
Together, we are going to be able to establish an operation that is going to provide tens of millions of meals to food insecure people around America. So Evan gave Darren a tour of their existing warehouse at
the largest produce market in the Mid-Atlantic region. You have 18 of the largest produce vendors in this 700,000 square foot warehouse. We started to grow into a real company, and now we have over 30 employees, and we're rescuing food in 19 different states. All of the food that we receive, none of it has to go to waste in a landfill. And we've created a sorting operation downstairs where we're able to go through each and every one of those boxes, pick out the 1 or 2 bad tomatoes that we see in a box, and get the rest of the great food that's still edible out to communities that same day.
Since starting their operations at this distribution center, Sharing Access have just rescued over 14 million pounds of food at this facility alone and redistributed it to communities in neighboring states. However, Evan had his sights set on a much bigger goal. So we took on our biggest feat yet, helping Sharing Excess acquire
Hunts Point Produce Market, the largest produce market in the world in New York City. And that operation is going to be 3 times larger than the one that we have in Philly.
So Darren and Evan traveled to New York to officially open their distribution at Hunts Point.
When I first walked through the doors and I saw just the sheer magnitude of this place, I literally felt like an ant. It's so cool to finally be in a place that has enough food for us to actually make a huge dent in the problem.
After a year of planning and preparation, it was finally time to open the recovery center at Hunts Point.
All right, Darren, it's taken us a long time, but we're finally here.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
After cutting the ribbon with Evan today, I realized just how impactful this program is about to be. This is just the very beginning of something exceptional.
It's taken so much time to get here, and to just know that this team put everything together to make it possible, and to now see it come true, I can't even express the feeling.
With Hunts Point officially secured, it was time for Sharing Access to do their biggest distribution yet, and the first one they had ever done in New York City. So while they load up the trucks, I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video. Ibotta is a mobile app that gives you real cash back on the food that you purchase. They're helping provide equitable access to food for communities in need. And they are taking it one step further. They want to give your family a free meal this Thanksgiving too. Download the Ibotta app to get 100% cash back on your turkey and all the essential sides for your holiday dinner. Plus, earn cash back everywhere you shop with the Ibotta app, website, and browser extension. The average saver earns up to $120 per year. It is because of people like them that we are able to help the organizations like Sharing Access that change the millions of lives of people all around the world. I also want to give a massive shout out to Robin Hood Charities. I actually flew to New York and asked them to help us expand Sharing Access into New York, and they really stepped up to the plate, so thank you. Thank you so much, Ibotta and Robin Hood, for your support. Now let's go give away this food.
This is the Ann Hutchinson School. This is an elementary school in the Bronx, and this is our first time ever distributing in New York City. We're so excited to finally be able to feed New Yorkers with the operation that we have, that we started at Hunts Point, and now we can get that fresh produce out to communities like you see here.
When we first started Beast Philanthropy just 2.5 years ago, our goal was to feed 400,000 meals in the first year. And now we'll be doing just over 2 million meals a month. And this is just the beginning.
So many people came out, literally hundreds of people from all across the community, and that's what we love to see. We love to see people coming together over the shared value of food. Just to see the look on the kids' faces when they got those meals, man, it warmed my heart. Honestly, I didn't expect this for my life, but it's become my entire life's purpose. When I started Sharing Excess, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that this was something that felt good, and it felt good to do something good for other people. So far, we've rescued over 30 million pounds of food, but really, our journey has just begun. Working with organizations like Beast Philanthropy, we hope to bring this impact to countries all over the world and make Sharing Excess a common practice for humanity everywhere. If I could start something, anyone could start something.
In the time it has taken you to watch this video, 280 pounds of food has already been rescued by Beast Philanthropy and Sharing Excess. It is because of that we are able to continue to support organizations like Sharing Excess that make a difference all around the world. And I just want you to know that I'm incredibly grateful for all of you. Also, if you don't subscribe, I will blow up your phone. So do it right now.